Hey guys, this is going to be an update video on our 1997 Seadoos, the Sea-Doo GTI and the Sea-Doo SPX. We just got the GTI fixed. As you can see, it's hooked up to the car, the truck, whatever you want to call it, who cares. And we took them out today to Lake Paris. Both ran excellently. We took this one out a couple times, about two times after the first video I made. If you notice on the GTI, we put a reboarding step on it because my dad's in his early 50s, so it's a pain in the ass for him to get up on this thing sometimes if he's in the water. And my grandpa or his dad will be riding this thing a lot too, so if he ever falls off, it'll be a pain. So we added this. We got the drain plugs off, since sometimes water can get inside of here. So with this thing, basically, the issue with this thing, the GTI, is it had a rusted rod bearings, I think. So basically our mechanic, he put a new crank in it, new pistons, rebuilt the carb, and he also replaced the rotary valve. I'll show it again. I'll show the storage up here. Get your speedometers yet again. The fuel gate, the fuel gauge, and the oil warning light, and then the speedometer. That's where you can add a tack if you want to. It's optional. Here's the storage yet again. We don't have much in here right now. You know, you got your fire extinguishers, and then in here we just got registration paperwork. You got the flags for when you tow, and then a docking rope. That's where you put your oil in. Glove box, lanyards in there. Let's take the seats off so I'll show you underneath. It's another storage bin too. We don't got much in here as well. Another, what do you call it, a docking rope. The seats do have a tiny bit of mold on them that can be cleaned off, and we will get to that eventually. By Marine 31. Okay. So here it is underneath. Obviously a little bit of water in here since we took it out to the lake. As you can see, it's still really clean in here. This engine didn't really have a lot of hours on it in those original hours. I think it only had like 8 original hours on it. Obviously now, since basically our mechanic rebuilt basically the whole engine, this engine probably now has 3 hours on it, and it's still being broken in a little bit. Let me put the seats back on. Bear with me, you guys. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, so that's that. I also forgot to mention in the last video, there's a little bit of fiberglass chipping up here. It's just in the gel coat, but there is no hole in it, but we will be fixing this. So, you know, but when we took it out today, no water got inside. I still got to remove some rust from the trailer as well. I pressure washed it the other day. Alright, anyways, let me take this off the SPX really quick. There's the engine in here, the 787 Rotax, and that has the 717 Rotax in it. This thing honestly isn't that much faster though, but Seadoos was able to make these relatively small twin-cylinder two-strokes put out a lot of power, about as much as some of Yamaha and Kawasaki's old two-stroke engines that were mainly three-cylinder. This one also had dual carbs put in it, so it's probably about 115 horsepower now, because I'm pretty sure these didn't come from factory with two carbs. Alright, on this real quick. Gotta kind of hit it down so it locks into place. And also this one has a little bit of nicking right here I mentioned in the last video, and that could be easily repaired yet again. This one also has aftermarket sponsons on it too. They're Works. This one still has the OEM sponsons on it and honestly really don't need to be replaced. Again, here's the reboarding step on the GTI. I'm gonna go ahead and fire the GTI up now. Of course, that Cessna has to be making all the noise. Plug the lanyard in. It's not, that's basically how much gas we used. Not even half tank yet. Alright, anyways, let me fire it up. Too long without water going through the cooling system, because the engine will overheat and the seals in the jet pump will overheat and it could ruin the jet pump. Let's start the SPX up now. Had to pull the choke a little bit. This thing sounds nice. I love the sound of this, even with the stock water box in it. It's because I think the SPX is actually for racing, and I think they from factory they put a certain amount of baffles in it. Well, that basically is it. Summer's only a couple months away. It was pretty damn cold when we took him out, even with a full wetsuit on. My dad was wearing a windbreaker jacket. It was, I think, in the high 50s, but as soon as it gets into the 70s, that's adequate temperature. 70s or higher is adequate temperature. Alright, this is kind of a long video, but it's just an update. But yeah, GTI runs fantastic now, so stay tuned for videos of onboard videos of these from my GoPro. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and Facebook if you haven't already. Alright, thanks for watching.